I just didn't know the Father's love or a Father's love, just wanting it so desperately.
Tammy Baker was 4 years old when her father walked out on the family.
He went to tour in Germany and never came back. Throughout my life, I never knew why he left. You know, it's like I always wanted to be a daddy's little girl.
When her mother remarried when Tammy was 13, she thought he was all she had hoped for.
He seemed great. And I mean, I was like head over heels. I'm running up, hugging him, jumping in his lap, sitting on, wanting to watch TV. And I had a dad. I had a dad figure.
But when her mother wasn't around, her stepfather began touching her inappropriately. And one afternoon, he came into her room only wearing his underwear.
The panic in my body at that time, I just knew I was going to be raped.
But Tammy's mom came home and he ran out. This time, Tammy told her mother, and she kicked the man out. Tammy was safe, but hurt and confused.
I started blaming myself, honestly, you know, because of how much I wanted to feel loved.
In high school, Tammy found a boyfriend and started having sex.
I finally had somebody to show me attention, and I didn't want to lose him.
Tammy got married after high school and had a son, Brandon. When she got pregnant again, Tammy lost the baby and used alcohol to cope.
Because it would put me to sleep. The only thing that took away the pain was not to feel the pain.
But the pain always came back. Soon, she discovered something stronger from a friend.
So she laid out a line of meth, and I took that first line of meth, and I was happy. I was laughing. I had energy. I was ready to conquer the world, and it had me hooked.
When Tammy's husband had become abusive, she left with their son. She spent the next 5 years working to support him and her addictions. Soon, the money ran out.
I lost custody of my son. I lost my car. I lost my place to live. Was living on, people's couches that would let me stay at their houses or hotel rooms. I was done living. I was a horrible mother, to the only child that God blessed me with, and I couldn't even be his mom.
Before long, she contracted hepatitis C from a dirty needle. Tammy lost all hope.
My full intention that night was just to smoke and do as many drugs as I could to just not wake up again. I didn't want to wake up again. That Brandon would be better off without me in his life.
When Tammy's plan didn't work, she called her mother to come pick her up.
When I called my mom, the biggest part of me is because I didn't want my son to see me die, and I had to get out of town.
Tammy's mother drove through the night to pick her up in Augusta, Georgia. And on the 13-hour drive back to Texarkana, Texas, her mom started listening to Christian music.
I'd go to sleep and I would wake back up and the same song would be on. God will make a way where there seems to be no way. And I'd be like, I could actually feel just turn it off. I don't want to hear that.
But her mom kept listening, and so did Tammy. And when they were halfway home, Tammy asked if they could go to church that evening. The message was from the Bible verse Isaiah 1:18.
No matter how deep the stain of your sin, God can wash you white as snow. I'm sitting there in the pew going, dude, you have no idea. You don't know me. You don't know where I've been. You don't know what I've done. There's no way.
Afterwards, Tammy and her mother went to the pastor and told him about her life. He encouraged her and introduced her to members of the church who over the next 2 weeks showed her love and acceptance. And it was then that Tammy gave her life to Christ.
I just had my arms open and I'm like, here I am, a broken person, beaten down, dying from hepatitis C. I'm dirty, I've sinned. I'm just, there's nothing good in me. Who would want me? Who would want this? And I could hear God say, I do, that he wanted me. I surrendered everything to him on the cross because he wanted me.
Shortly after, Tammy attended a women's retreat where they prayed for healing from hepatitis C. And a couple of weeks later, she received a call from her doctor.
Well, Tammy, we cannot set you up for interferon treatments because there's no hepatitis in your blood. And I'm like, just shocked. I hang up the phone, and I only take about 3 steps. That third step, I'm on my face, I'm slain in the spirit, and I'm like, you got me. And there was buckets of faith being delivered on me, just pouring over me. Faith, 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 faith to move a mountain.
That was in 2004. Today, Tammy is married and has reconciled the relationship with her son Brandon. And she frequently shares her story of how a forgiving, loving father gave her new hope for life.
I love what the Lord has done for me in my life and how he has restored my life. My relationship with my son, is gold. And for him to look at me and say, I know there's a God because of what he did to you. That's what I want the world to see, that anybody can be changed, but there's only one person who can change it.